Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here for my post-combine 2023 NFL mock draft. And actually, this is my first official 2023 NFL mock draft, as now the first round is set. At least for right now. I'm sure that we're still going to have some trades that are going to come up, and maybe even some very soon if guys like Aaron Rodgers are dealt. But for this mock draft, I'm still going to stick with no trades, even though I'm at this point almost, I'll say 70% convinced that Aaron Rodgers will be traded, and specifically will be traded to the New York Jets for maybe even their first round pick, which to me is a little crazy for only 1 or 2 years of Aaron Rodgers. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the case, and I really wanted to mock that trade here. But I said, we're still over a month away from the draft. Let me not start mocking trades quite yet. I mean, we're also presuming that the number 1 overall pick will be traded as well. Next mock, I think I'm actually going to start doing trades, which will be a week or two from now. But for one more mock, just for my post-combine mock, I'm like, no trades. Let's just get into the mock draft. So again, just one round. Next week, I'll probably do trades. And then the week after, or like my next mock, we'll do 2 rounds. I normally ever max do 3. Anything more than that's a little absurd. But for the Tennessee Titans, I also will start doing 7-round mock drafts for them specifically. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna promise. I was about to promise some other teams as well, but who am I kidding? I definitely could do it for the Titans, but I don't know about for many other teams. So with that said, let's stop wasting your time. Let's take a look at my 2023 NFL mock draft post combine. And you look at this mock draft, and you're going to notice some things that have happened that have changed because of the combine. But we begin with number 1, the Chicago Bears still taking the edge, Will Anderson out of Alabama. Now, they could take Jalen Carter here as well if they stay at number 1. But with, some of the character concerns with Jalen Carter, I decided to stick with Will Anderson here. It could easily be Jalen Carter they stay at number 1. It just depends which one they want to take. Carter's probably the better prospect, the better on-field talent. Anderson is the better and safer play. So maybe not the better play, but definitely the safer play. So I have been going Will Anderson here. I could definitely switch this next time. And next time I'm probably going to mock a trade here anyway. Houston Texans. So they continue to stick with Bryce Young. They take Bryce Young yet again at number 2. Overall in the first round of the 2023 NFL draft, in my opinion. Yeah, CJ Stroud absolutely killed it. Trust me, I know. I'm already trying to convince Tennessee Titans fans they needed to trade up for CJ Stroud after what he did during the combine. But I think despite that, I think the tape will win out here. And also, just the excitement around Bryce Young. I mean, this is such an opportunity for the Texans to, revitalize their fan base and really get, people excited about their upcoming season, even though they're still going to struggle immensely because they're just so talent deficient. So I still have Bryce Young going number 2 to the Texans. I have Jalen Carter going number 3 to the Cardinals. So let's see what continues to come out about, the story surrounding him. If you're not aware, he essentially was drag racing with some friends, and he was in one car. There was another group in another car. The other group actually got into a car accident that resulted in, I think, at least one death, but maybe even multiple deaths. And he left the scene, came back, and lied to police about his involvement in the scenario. So, shady. Did he do anything illegal there? Well, he drove recklessly. But did he kill anyone himself? No, he didn't kill anyone himself. I mean, he just allowed and put himself in a position to harm himself and his friends. So that's just, and also other people on the road. So you don't love that. He is a young kid. Trust me. I've never drag raced. I'm not going to own up to that. But I'll tell you, I have a lot of friends that have. I'm just going to be honest with you, especially when they were 20, 21 years old. Yes, I have a lot of friends that drag race. I never did it. I never participated. So I'm not going to act like this is, oh my God, I've never heard of people doing this. No, people in my life have done this. I've stayed out of it. I'm more safe than that. So I understand it's a young, dumb decision. I know people that have never done it again. I've only done it once, never did it again, or used to do it and don't do it now. So we're going to see. I still think it's not bad enough to where he's still going to go top 5, so I have him going top 5. Number 3, specifically to the Arizona Cardinals. Number 4 is C.J. Stroud. So C.J. Stroud, he goes number 4 here to the Colts. So now, I was entertaining the idea in my last mock draft that the Colts were going to like Will Levis a little bit too much and draft Levis over Stroud, but I think after what Stroud did during the scouting combine, I think at this point, I mean, you can't be that stupid to take Will Levis over C.J. Stroud. You just can't be that stupid. Now, speaking of stupid, I did not have Anthony Richardson over Stroud or Young. Not yet. Although a team could end up being that stupid. Now, make no doubt about it, Anthony Richardson absolutely killed it during the combine. I mean, this is the most athletic quarterback ever. that we've scouted coming out of the combine. I mean, you're talking about his height, weight, speed, power, strength. It's the most athletic ever. He beat out Cam Newton. He's incredible. And that alone is going to get him drafted probably in the top 5. So here we go. And I have him going number 5 to the Seattle Seahawks. Now, in the Seahawks defense here, they're in a position now where they literally just re-signed Geno Smith yesterday, so they could sit Anthony Richardson for a year or 2, let him learn behind Geno, and then by then he's going to be much less of a project. I'm much more for this than a team like the Raiders or the Panthers or the Texans or the Colts taking him and expecting him to start right off the bat and him struggling immensely. So, look, I think there's a lot of potential there. I just think he's not going to last. I mean, you're talking about even a body like Cam Newton, who's over 6'5", 240 pounds. Even he broke down after 8 seasons in the league. You see Lamar Jackson starting to get injured now. Anthony Richardson's going to have to be one of those quarterbacks that runs a lot, too. And I just don't think he's going to last. Also, he's just inaccurate right now. You have to fix that in and of itself. And I know that right now Josh Allen has been healthy. Okay. We're only 5 seasons into Josh Allen's career. Let's keep going. I don't know. Josh Allen's still going to be playing in 5 to 10 years. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying I don't know. So I don't believe in this model as a sustainable model quite yet for these type of quarterbacks. I don't believe it. So until then, I'm not taking Anthony Richardson this high, but I think the Seahawks or someone will because of the magnificent combine that he had. Speaking of magnificent combine, talk about quarterback Christian Gonzalez, the quarterback out of Oregon. I have him going number 6 to the Detroit Lions here. He had an incredible 40 time. I want to say like about a 4.44. So ran extremely well there. Looked very fluid and well in drills, cornerback drills, defensive back drills. He loved that. He played well at Oregon. He continues to really solidify himself as the best cornerback in this draft. Now, this is a bit of a reach, because he's been mocked to go, anywhere from really like the mid-teens to maybe even the high 10s. So now he's breaking through to number 6. But the Lions definitely have a need at corner. Jeffrey Okudah has not been what they expected him to be, and that's basically all they really have right now. So the need is there. And, for that alone, I have him going here. And also, you're seeing like a Brian Bressee's draft stock drop a little bit. Miles Murphy, same thing. And the Lions don't really need an edge. I mean, they could take Tyree Wilson if they just want to solidify that position even more. Certainly could. But they don't really need to. So I'm taking Gonzalez, but this could change next time. Raiders, I have them taking Peter Skoronski. Now, Raider fans, don't panic. I'm 100% convinced you guys are going to get a quarterback in free agency. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think we should guys get Garoppolo. You're going to draft another quarterback, but probably in the second. I don't think you draft Willis and sign Garoppolo. I don't think it's certainly possible. That's just not what I have having right now. So I have the Peter Skoronski to show up the offensive line. Then you guys wrap around in round 2 or round 3, take like a Hendon Hooker or a Tanner McKee. All right, so speaking of Will Levis, I'm going number 9 to the Carolina Panthers. Panthers still going to be desperate for a quarterback. I don't think they're going to sign a quarterback in fantasy. I think they're going to keep with Darnold and then draft a quarterback and just go all in and doing that. They're still very viable to trade up to number 1 or number 3 and select a quarterback at either one of those positions. Move on to the Tennessee Titans. Still have them taking Paris Johnson Jr. Until they get a viable left tackle, we have to keep mocking tackles to the Titans, guys. I know it's boring. I have a lot of Titans fans on this channel. I know it's boring. I know. I got to keep doing it. I got to keep mocking tackle until they get another tackle in there. Despite how alluring it might be to mock like a wide receiver or something, I have to keep mocking tackle. Speaking of wide receivers, now this is going to surprise people. So I have the Texans passing on a wide receiver at 12. I've had them taking Jordan Addison for a while. Reason it being, with Miles Murphy being there, I feel like they would say, okay, we definitely need a wide receiver, but Miles Murphy is best available. We still need a pass rusher. I mean, the Texans, their pass rush is not impressive right now. They need help on their defensive line. Let's take Miles Murphy. And then I have the New York Jets taking Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. What? Okay, so why do I have this? Well, here's the thing, Jets fans. Your wide receivers aren't that good. Now, Garrett Wilson's great, and he's going to continue to be great. Corey Davis is going to be released. He's going to be released very soon within the upcoming days. Elijah Moore regressed. Now, this is because there was worse. Well, actually, was there? I was about to say maybe that's because there was worse quarterback play, but is that even true? Because I don't think that is true. I think we actually had the same quarterback play that you had the year before, basically, in Zach Wilson and no one. So, yeah. So your wide receivers aren't good. Elijah Moore, he's a number 3 right now. He's not a number 2. You have a number 1 in Garrett Wilson. You still need a number 2 wide receiver. Braxton Berrios and Denzel Mims. I like Berrios as a number 4. Mims, you still are on the outs with Denzel Mims. He still probably might be traded or released. So this makes sense to me. Now, look, it could easily be Broderick Jones, offensive tackle out of Georgia here. However, I mean, Dwayne Brown is talking about coming back, and he's old. I mean, he's old as dirt. But you're talking about Dwayne Brown, Mekhi Becton, George Fant, and who was the other tackle you guys started last year? I can't remember his name, but the tackle, Mitchell. I can't remember his first, Max Mitchell. Max Mitchell. You have a lot of tackles on your roster. So, I mean, tackle is definitely a need because you don't have a good one. Mekhi Becton was good whenever he's healthy. He hasn't been healthy in 2 years. So, but I think they still want to start him and see what he could do. So I have wide receivers here in Jackson Smith and Jigba. And right now, after his combine performance, I think he has a good chance to now be the number 1 wide receiver taken. We'll see what he runs at his pro day. Quentin Johnson goes 14 to the Patriots. Packers, I still have taking tight end Michael Mayer. Now, someone in the chat mentioned this, that, Mayer's stock has dropped. I agree. But it still made too much sense to me. The Packers still need offensive help. So it still was just the best pick for me here. But if Mayer doesn't go here, I mean, he's going to fall. I think at this point he fell out of the top 20 if he doesn't go to the Packers. So that I definitely agree with, but I think him going to the Packers still makes too much sense. So it was just a perfect slot here, so that's what I had. Outside of that, Trenton Simpson, to me, he's still a first rounder, guys. He had a great combine. I have him going 20 to the Seahawks. Nolan Smith surprisingly goes 21 to the Chargers. So yes, I am projecting that they're going to release Khalil Mack. But even if they don't, Nolan Smith can play a lot of inside linebacker, even in your scheme. Now, you wouldn't want him to be there primarily, but you could use him in a lot of different ways. And Bosa, by the way, can play down lineman as well. So I think you can create it. But I think Khalil Mack's going to be released. So that's really who's going to have this. Bijan Robinson falls all the way down to 22. So I want to know, Lions fans, because this is now what people are mocking, and I don't know if I agree with this. People are beginning to mock that the Lions at 18 might take Bijan Robinson, that they're over DeAndre Swift. This is what people are beginning to mock. Now, this is something that I can't quite go as far as to say. To me, Swift, while he can't stay healthy, when he was healthy last season, he played very well. Jamal Williams, he's an upcoming free agent, but when he was healthy and he on the field, he played very well. Are they really going to draft Bijan Robinson? I don't know. I mean, at 18, he would be best player available. I can see it, but the Ravens felt more natural to me in 22, so that's what I have. We have 23, the Vikings taking Cam Smith. Someone in the chat says that Cam Smith is not going over Deonte Banks. I'm not convinced about that yet. I mean, Banks' stock is on the rise, but we'll see about that. Giants, I have you guys taking wide receiver Jordan Addison, who fell this weekend in the combine, did not have an impressive combine. So I have him going all the way down to 25 to the New York Giants. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. Dalton Kincaid out of Utah. He goes 26 to replace Dalton Schultz. So the Cowboys get another tight end with the name Dalton. And then the last really significant thing, how about Kalijah Kancey now making his way in the first round, being drafted by the Eagles? Eagles fans, yes, I know, our defensive line is stacked. Well, Javon Hargrove and Fletcher Cox are upcoming free agents. And last I checked, they're not on the roster. So currently have to go with Kalijah Kancey to rise up the ranks and end up being a first round pick. And I think the Eagles are a very viable option there. So there you go. That is my post-combine mock drafts. I'll be back for another mock, if not next week, the week after. It's going to be at least every 2 weeks now, moving forward as we get closer and closer to the 2023 NFL Draft. Until next time, it's been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.